Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube? Playing some KUANG today against a Masters border hell. This is my first attempt, my first recording here. And we already got a Masters board, and we're against a pro player. Well, actually, I don't know if he's in the Pro League right now because there's a bunch of roster stuff going on. But he definitely was a pro player and might be a pro player this season as well, for all I know. That being said, what do we want to start? It's either going to be Telkines or Bancrofts. And against a Hell, I think we just start the Crofty boys so we can have as good of an early game as possible here. Now the Relic is a bit more difficult though, because I want to balance like having a decent early game, but also having a decent late game as well. Alright, well, Med's usually my pickup for that kind of thing, because Med has an amazing late game. This one, not the knockup Med, don't do that unless you're like a Wheelix. But Med has an amazing late game, and I don't want to say it has an amazing early game, but okay, it's not terrible, It's good for mana, but the heal it gives is not really that much, so, it's not that amazing. But regardless, it definitely helps with both. Now, coming to this one, basically this game, I think I have to play super safe, honestly. At least for a couple of items, like until defense probably, because Hell has an amazing early game. If you guys didn't know about that, I'd just take my word for it. Trust me, Hell can snowball incredibly hard. If he plays it correctly, which he's tanking my minions. I don't know about that one. Okay, he has a shell. Yeah, he started tanking my minions. I have 2 points into my my 2, so it hurts him a lot. I'm probably going to end up maxing my 3 this game, but the 2 points into it early definitely helps. Now we're kind of getting pwned a little bit. I'm like trying to... I said I was going to play safe, and I'm trying to attack her because... What's it called? Hell's not that tanky in the early game. She's kind of squishy, so I was hoping I could just catch her off guard with some big boy KUANG early game damage, but alas. Oh, we did hit her with that 1 damage, which is great. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. All that good stuff. I think I just concede this red buff / this early game because she's not going to run out of mana anytime soon. She has a blue buff, and I'm going to run out of health eventually, so... I'm just going to take the L there and try to see what I can get. I actually hate that that happens. You guys see that? It happens so often. I don't know if it's designed to happen that way or what. But, like, you know how, like, there's this big brute minion, right? That's, like, super tanky and whatnot. And it will tank, like, a bunch of tower shots. And you know how, like, you lose gold if the tower hits it, right? So, like, best case scenario, the brute minion will be hit by the tower first, right? And so that way, only one minion, like basically he's tanking for the other minions so you don't lose gold. But the tower, I think it's like when the minions align and they're actually fighting in lane. But the tower prioritizes the small minions over the brute minion like half the time. At the very least it does if the minions are actually fighting in mid lane and then they move on. If they go in like order like this, obviously it's different. But anyways, that's my little that's my little rant. I hope I'm not too jittery this morning. This is my first take, like I said. My first attempt at a recording. I'd say usually the videos you guys watch, due to like people surrendering or it just being like a dumb game, like I'm against a Kumbhakarna or something, I'd say the videos you guys watch is usually like anywhere from like my 3rd to like 6th recording. How do you say that, man? 6th recording. So it's like this one's a little bit different. Basically I get to practice a little bit before I start recording, but here we are. Oh, she doesn't have beads. That's interesting. That is very interesting indeed. I could get baited by blinking in and then her shelling my 3. I don't know if her shell is quite up again or not. But I definitely could get baited by a heal plus a shell. And then I'm screwed, right? Alright, well, that sounds about right to me. Sounds about right. I don't really know why he's pushing up to me. I mean, I guess I do, because Hell, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, so he's confident. He has a Masters board of Hell, so he's confident. And he knows that Hell's early game is really good, so he's confident, right? But the thing is like, I don't know. Hell's early game is really good if you can abuse wave clear, basically. Like if you it's kind of like Hades. Everybody knows how Hades plays in Duel, right? It's basically you clear the wave, and then they're like, oh no, my wave is cleared instantaneously. I gotta try to clear the minions so I don't have an opportunity to poke you. I'm gonna have to sit here and clear, right? And she just beats on you while you're clearing the wave. But in this matchup, she can't really like push up and clear as freely as she would like to, because I do so much damage and I can just kind of ignore the minions and run at her, kind of like a Fenrir would. So it's like, HEL has an amazing early game in general, but it's mainly when she can abuse her wave clear and whatnot. And she can't really do that super well this game. It's not like she can't do it at all, but not super well. And, you know, shoutouts to me also. A part of it is just me playing it pretty well. If I were playing this pretty passively, then he would be able to get away with whatever he wanted and free farm. And then maybe snowball off of that, potentially. But overall, I don't think this matchup is very good for HEL at all. I think this matchup is good for HEL if you can snowball. But if the KUANG is paying attention, you should really be able to snowball, so... We'll see, we'll see. Pull this guy into the mid lane here. So she has finished defense and I don't. That's something I need to recognize. I need to back soon. That bracer thingamabobber in the middle lane is helping me out a lot. She's healing my minions, or her minions rather. The minions I need to destroy. I'm not really worried about her killing me. She does do a lot of damage, but not enough to actually kill me. Just enough to poke me out and make me fear for my life. Run back up to the mid lane. I cannot believe our first game on, like our first recording, is not only a competitive game, but like it's a Masters border, you know, for the hashtag clickbait, you know. It's a Masters border pro player, huh? Interesting. I like Stuart as well. He's a good guy. I don't know how many of you guys watched the Worlds, or I don't know how many of you guys watched Worlds or were at Worlds for that matter. But people were chanting Stu because he was popping off. He was doing amazing. People were chanting Stu, and the casters kept getting so confused because it sounded like they were chanting boo. Like, or not chanting, but I guess just booing. They were just like, Stu! It sounded like boo! It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. I can maybe kill this guy with my wing shard. Yeah, maybe not if he has a pestilence. Pestilence is so tanky, man. YOLO. Damn. I didn't want to sit here and have this back and forth with him for 20 minutes, being a little tryhard, so I was like, you know, are we going to one-shot it? Yes or no? Let's see. I don't want to play... I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to play to win. I'm not going to lose this game off of being an honorable gentleman, okay? We're playing Duel, alright? That's what this is. But that being said, I'm not going to ultra try-hard scumbag him 24/7. It's Stu, man. It's the Stu boy. I hope he is in the SPL this year. I don't quote me on this because I really don't know, but I don't think he's in the SPL as of right now. I think he's on a team that has to do like what's it called, dude? Like play-ins or something, where like basically you have to fight your way into the SPL and qualify. I think that's what he's in, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't know. And also for those people who don't watch SPL and maybe want to look into it right now just to see who he is or whatever, he was on the Scarabs for the longest time. And then near the end, he switched to the Titans, I believe. And they actually made it to World's Finals. I believe, unless I'm just having a brain fart here, and I'm completely talking out of my butt cheeks. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm right. I think I'm onto something with this.
I'm not yet satisfied.
Do I just go sprint? I think I do. I think sprinting at him would not only give me haste, it would save me from having to buy a hasten ring. It would not only give me haste when I upgrade this bad boy, but it also give me slow immunity for his very impactful slow. For those of you who don't know, HEL's slow scales up to 40%. And it lasts, I don't even know, it lasts a good duration. And on top of that, it's not even like a super long cooldown. So long story short, she got slows on slows. That's her only CC she has. So the sprint seems pretty valuable to me. Hopefully we get this, man. I'll be really sad if we don't. Because, like, if I can't get her tower because I don't get this, you know, whatever, it's fine. But if I lose my tower because of it, that sucks. Alright, hopefully he doesn't stab my back. Doesn't look like he's going to. I'm just going to get this. It's a little early. Am I going to get a kill off of this? I don't know. Maybe not, but I will get some pressure, and more importantly, just having this will make him play a lot safer, which could be bad, could be good. But, like, one thing that comes from him playing really, really safe is it means he might not make any aggressive plays, potentially, because he's scared of the sprint, which gives me a lot of pressure to do whatever I want, kind of, so. He is on his blue buff, which is not optimal. I probably should have invaded that first if we're being real. Ow. Sprinting on him with our haste. Oh, he doesn't have beads, and he didn't cleanse either. Wait, what? Like, don't get me wrong, I actually did press tab, and I saw he had Shell Sunder, but, like, maybe I sound crazy here, but maybe some of you guys can relate to this. Just because I know he has Shell Sunder doesn't mean I know he doesn't have beads. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, okay, he has Shell Sunder, cool, cool, cool. And, like, and you're like, that means he can Sunder me, and that means he can Shell. But that doesn't mean, oh, that means he can't beads. Like, it just didn't register in my head. Oh, there's the slow, and that's not even max rank slow. I mean, I guess it could be. Yeah, actually, because my abilities are max rank. Because I'm not putting points in my ult. So yeah, that could be a max rank slow. For all I know. He might get my tower off this. I am more than willing to let him have the tower. Do I have to let him have the tower? I don't know. Honestly, maybe not. Oh, it looks like he's going for red instead. That's fine. I don't think I have to give him the tower here. If we're being completely real right now, I just don't care. Like, I just don't care. You could have it if you want it, bro. Oh, I should get demonic because he's going double defense. Yeah. I need demonic. I was gonna go Cyclopsy Boy ring, whatever that thing is called. What is this thing even called, dude? Cyclopean ring. That's what I was gonna get. But I think it's a. Don't get me wrong. That thing would still be fire here. But I think it's better just to get the ring. 30%, like 30% pin. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the highest in the game. Like even Obshard, that's like 20 with an occasional 30% pin ability, you know? I'm just kind of running circles around him. Yep, GG. Yeah, he surrendered. Yo, GG. I think I'm just going to add another game to this one because I'm looking at the recording and this is 13 minutes, my guy. This is a whole whopping 13 minutes. Like, or maybe I could just, I don't know, maybe I could just talk about KUANG and the builds and stuff. Because I kind of want to just, you know, make this like a, let me say GG to Stu. Hopefully he's not upset or anything. Not that he would have a reason to, besides the fact that we're playing Duel. Duel is a reason enough to be upset. I kind of just want to do the whole, you know, I faced Stuart and, you know, played against a Masters HEL. It's not my fault that I snowballed so hard because his character is broken. Oh, wait, I'm showing help. And I usually do this at the end of my videos anyways. At least I started doing it, so this isn't, like, out of pocket. Like, I'm forcing it necessarily. I just want to show you guys, and by the way, and the reason why I'm continuing to do it, because I only planned on doing it for a video or two. I think it was, like, the Chronos video, but people said that, you guys said that you really liked this kind of stuff. So that's why I'm continuing to do it. So here's, as far as starters go, let me like change the layout here, as opposed to how I usually do it. So as far as starters go, this is pretty much your only options, in my opinion. As of right now, you either go Bancrofts or you go Telkinds. And I think you can go either one. It kind of just depends on the matchup. Like, it depends on how many auto attacks you think you're going to get off. But I will say the Bancrofts is so much more consistent. It's a little bit more expensive. You start with a little bit less pots. I recommend you just start the blue buff. Try your best to get that. Don't invade their blue buff because that's scummy, you know. So this for all intents and purposes, this is our start item here. We'll put on a Telkinds just for you guys to see. And I'm going to quickly run through this. I don't want to waste your guys' time. So here's your starters. And then your core items, I think, are going to be this thingy. Well, actually, I mean, Bancrofts will be a part of your core as well. Let's see, Lifesteal. And here's where it gets kind of twisted. Because honestly, you can go Poly. You can go Magus. You can go Typhons. You can go pretty much whatever you want right here. But, you know, I'm just giving you guys options so you know that all of these items are perfectly viable. I'm going to just show you guys what I typically build. Let's... Here. In a normal game, I usually build something along these lines. I'll go Bancrofts into Genjis. Boom, boom. Into this ring. Actually, no, that's not true. I would go into this ring, boom, boom, boom. If you need anti-heal, you get the Toxic. If you don't need anti-heal, then you obviously skip that. And you would get this. Typhons is really, really good. So your build would look like this if you don't need anti-heal, although I'll explain that more in a second. So this is your build right here. This is all you need for the most part. And I think this is really, really strong. Oh, oh my gosh, I actually put the wrong ring here. Oops. Oops. I did not mean to put demonic here. Now you're going to notice one thing. There's not a ton of pen in this build. You got 10% from this. You got 10 from Toxic Blade. There's not a ton of pen. And that may seem bad to you. It's not. It's really not. Unless they're going double defense or they're like, you know, Cyrus or something. You do not need that much pen. This build does more than enough damage. That being said, if you don't have to go anti-heal, let's open up this pen tab here. Boom. This thing right here. This right here is the perfect build. Don't get me wrong. I love Toxic Blade. I love movement speed. It's beautiful. It's amazing. We love it, right? But I'm going to just tell you right now, this is the optimal build. And there might even be some situations where if they don't have enough healing, if they don't have a perfect amount of healing, you can just go this even over Toxic. Like, say they have some healing, but not enough. Like, they just have a med, and that's it. Okay, then screw the Toxic, just go this. KUANG has plenty of attack speed in his kit naturally, so these two rings, there's an argument to say you don't even need these two rings. But that being said, I'm just going to throw a couple honorable mentions here because truly, this character is just like Chronos. This character has so many items that you can implement into the build. Which one do I want to do this here? Okay. All right, so you can find a way, if you find a way to implement this perfectly, go for it. Poly is just fine. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. If they have double defense or something of that nature, go for it. Oh, defensive item. If you really, really want to run it down with auto attacks, you know, you're against a character that pretty much is always going to auto trade with you, or they're just running away. I'm putting this in the defensive tab. Same thing with Shoguns. You can go Shoguns if you want to. It has a lot of auto damage. It has a lot of snowball potential, but I'm just telling you right now, the Genjis is going to make you a lot safer, both in the sense of cooldown passive. It gives you more MP5 for more mana. It gives you more defense, all that stuff. Genjis is more viable, but these are good. Some more honorable mentions for the damage category. Hasten Ring can be really good in certain situations. It just depends. And let's throw one more on here. What's the best item I think that I have not listed that's very viable? Let's see. Honestly, it might just be Rod. Like, Rod might just be the most viable item here. Yeah, because Rod to Hoodie is good for auto attacks. It has pen. It's just good in general. Now, the one thing I'm leaving out here is the Toxic Blade, you know, version for this. I'm obviously leaving that out because this is assuming you don't need anti-heal, right? So we're leaving that out. These are all the items I think are core on KUANG, or are good in general. But I'm telling you right now, in a perfect world, this is the build you want. If you need haste really bad, you can sell your Telkinds late game maybe for the hastened. Or what I prefer to do is just to get this sprint right here, upgrade it to the hastened sprint, get blink, stuff like that to close gap if you need it. Make sure to build beads if they have self-peel, like you're against a Poseidon or something. You do not go Aegis if you're against a Poseidon and you're KUANG. You need to peel yourself from the Kraken and run at him with it. Sorry, I had to cough there. But that being said, I'll show you guys, a lot of people are playing... Wait. Smite. Hello? Smite? Okay. A lot of people are playing this character. As you can see, there are a lot. Where am I at? Am I on here? I have a diamond border, and I was 10-0, and I have a diamond border because if you don't know, I usually sit at 3,400 to 3,500 MMR, and if you don't know, basically the algorithm here is drastically, affected by MMR, like based on you versus your opponent. So, like for example, if you're a 2,000 MMR player constantly fighting against people that are 2,000 MMR or higher, you're gonna get good border points. If I'm a 3,500 MMR player constantly fighting people with 2,500 MMR, I'm not going to get squat. That's just how it works. But there are a lot of people spamming this character because he's got a lot of buffs. He loves... Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this, but... Oh, it's not in the thing. You should go Wing Shard. Almost every single game you go Wing Shard. This character is really good because he has 20 power to start the gate because they buffed mages globally like that. All mages have that. 20 power to start the gate. He loves Telkind's Ring. He loves Cyclopean Ring, whatever that is. And also, he loves Wing Shard. Wing Shard gives him incredibly good early game. Those three things, combined with the fact that he's just been buffed 1,000 times, really good character. I think you guys should play him. As much as I don't want to face you guys in the queues spamming this broken character. That being said, I'm just teaching you guys the game, teaching you guys how to get W's, all that good stuff. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I know the game was rather short. Let me know how you guys feel about that, by the way. Like, should I have played another game? I don't know. I think it makes, like, the title and thumbnail a lot more awkward trying to, like... I mean, maybe I could have just played another game and then made the title and the thumbnail the exact same thing. I don't know. I'm new to all this stuff. Let me know what you guys think, and I will, if it's a bad thing, I'll adjust, and I'll do it differently in the future. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.